Okay, you want to be smart. You want to celebrate a month. We put the colors up there and the dashikis and all this other stuff. We should be doing this in our homes every single day, teaching them why it's important that they take advantage of the educational process, why it's important that they love one another, why it's important that they also don't judge the other side. You don't get to judge white people, because if you look at our true history, the white people have always been around to help us. Yes, there was always, just like there was a cluster of them that hated us, there was a cluster of them that saw the wrong in the hate that was dealt to us. And they helped us from the Underground Railroad to escaping slavery to now. You got white people who are fighting and arguing our points. And to me, they do it so much now that it makes me mad, because I want us to eat what we dish out there. Like right now, we got our kids doing some crazy stuff, and we have people out here fighting for our kids' right to be this. And I don't like that. So I don't want you defending me so much that you defend stuff that I have to correct. That's my problem with that. So everybody listen, we have a lot to learn. All right, a lot to learn. Our kids need to relearn to love. They need to relearn to love one another, learn their communities, and to respect and love everybody like the Bible tells us to. I don't care whether you believe it or not, but there's nothing wrong with it. Follow the principles of the Bible. You will see it'll lead you no place bad. Okay, even if you don't want to believe in it, the principle is there. Just like the principles of Islam, the principles that teach you to be a decent young man. I live next door to a house full of Muslims, and they are some of the best people I have ever met. They got a whole family of Mrs. Habib, got like 8 or 9 kids, and they all have children. And it's a household full of, and I mean, I'm saying when they visit, they don't all live together, but when they come by, they are the most respectful, loving people you want to meet. This is what I mean by the principle. We can separate religion someplace else, but as long as we have God in our heart, no matter which God you serve, we can be a peaceful people with one another, and it'll also teach our kids to be respectful and to respect the damn process. We don't pass anything on. We have all these festivals and our kids don't know why. To our kids, Juneteenth is a day to get together and find a crew from across the city and have beef with them. That's what that's about. When we enjoyed Juneteenth, we enjoyed it with everybody from all sides of town. There was none of this stuff. So my generation is the one at fault for raising the generations that came up after us that are now doing what they're doing. We failed at our job. Instead of raising our kids, we wanted to be their friends. Well, look how far that got us. Go move God's principles of raising the kids out of the way, and we want to bring our own in. Look at us and look at how we're paying. We have a less than 50% graduation rate if they graduated kids on the work being done on the grade level, ladies and gentlemen. Our kids that they're pushing through that can't read on a 3rd grade level, those are part of the above 50 crew. But the 50% and below crew, those are the ones that are trying. That ones they're pushing through, those are failures. Those are your children, and you shouldn't want that. Let's get better, because we've been worse. And let's see how that worked out. It didn't. So let's try better. All right, black people are so afraid to smile and show happiness to one another and be cool with one another. We think a smile. I remember I saw the New Edition movie. And when they got older, like when they were kids, they took all the pictures, they had the smiles and everything. And then when they got to be older, young men, they were getting ready to take a picture, like a group picture, and they told each other, no smiling, no smiling. No, that's for punks. Don't smile, don't smile. And that's around that era, we picked that up. We don't smile at one another when we walk by. We screw face one another. We ain't got nothing but bad words to say to one another. We're not friendly with one another. Nothing. Right. And we don't get along. These are things we have to correct because our communities reflect it. I ride through the North Buffalo where the whites mostly have their restaurants and bistros and bars, and they have outside tables, and there's a long strip of them down Delaware, down Elmwood, strips of those things where people are sitting out and enjoying one another. We don't have that. The closest thing we have to that is an empty lot on the corner of Carrollton and Jefferson, where a bunch of older people my age pull their vehicles up, sit down in chairs, and have a talk. That's the closest thing we have to that. Why? because our young people have shot up every bar and made every business afraid to come down here, because I'm sure insurance, because of murders, is through the roof. We have done this to ourselves, and we wonder why stores don't want to move down here. Look, we got a lot of money, but nobody wants to come down in this doggone environment. That's our fault. We didn't teach our kids properly. It's time to rewind that clock and start over again.